All is not as it seems, for the struggle is far from over. In consuming our world, the infectors have become the infected. The heart of Mirrodin burns. Now we are one. Kharn is coming, Savior.
My name is Gideon, and I'm about to die. I was born on a world long since destroyed. Some say I played a hand in its destruction. Less charitable voices say I was the sole cause of its demise. I cared little at the time, as I was blinded by my own self-righteous fury. But then a reckoning came upon me. I found others who could travel between worlds, and whose beliefs conflicted with my own. I was humbled by their power and tempered by their convictions. I resolved to learn from my opponents. I would do better, be better, and fight the very kind of tyrant I had become. For years I stood alone, in countless battles. I won every time. Until now. I've given my all and it wasn't enough. But I have a plan. I've done the one thing my opponent could never do. I've made allies out of enemies.
I have entered an accursed plane, where even death is not absolute. A foul land where nothing seems right, where abominations run rampant, preying on a terrified populace. A fitting refuge for one as venomous as Liliana Vess. This consort of demons has damned me with the curse of the Chain Veil, and she will revoke it, or she will die. Should I prove victorious, perhaps I'll aid those who would stand against this darkness. But time is short, and I feel her curse consuming me. And my greatest fear is that I may relish the monstrosity I could become. Ascend into darkness.
bonds have compelled me back to Markov Manor. Painfully, it's clear this land is not as I'd left it. Thraben's wall has been breached. The balance I strove to perfect has been upset. My ravenous brethren cannot see the greater good. And once again, they wreak havoc, their hunger knowing no bounds. Humanity fights valiantly, but they are losing ground. Some go mad. Others, sensing the inevitable, give themselves freely. And once the shadows claim the last of them, my kind shall turn on itself. Where is she whom I created, my guardian of order? Avacyn, my angel, what has befallen you? I will find you, and those who block me will answer to my sword.
The guilds of Ravnica continue plotting, so myopic in their quest for power that they're unaware of our machinations. Under my stewardship, House Dimir will assume dominion over this city. Toward that end, the Simics' ability to evolve and adapt could prove an asset. They breed new predators without thought to the prey they might hunt. And the marginalized rule. The clan's explosive violence can provide the finest cover for our covert dealings. The Orzhov Syndicate skillfully restored the facade of piety, but are driven as ever by base pursuits of wealth and power. Throughout, my Dimir agents hear all and see all, gathering secrets from the shadows, never attracting the attention of those righteous enforcers known as the Boros Legion. Its platoons will be kept busy with other, less subtle crimes. My path will be made clear. No one of this world can stop me.
My demon master resides within this hell vault. I cannot shatter it outright, but I can cast a spell that will make an unwitting fool the agent of its destruction. Such as Thalia. You, Cathar. Save this shiny rock, or save the lives of your fellow warriors. Predictable. Grizzlebrand, the demon I seek to remove my curse.
Avacyn!
With Avacyn restored, my interests now lie elsewhere.
Legions of angels have been given a renewed sense of purpose, and clearly, strength is returning to our people. Archmages are again wielding their divine power. Once fearsome predators are now subservient guardians. And this reign of darkness will end.
While my foes are legion, these 5 are potentially problematic. A noble predator, he believes himself to be. This Guruk wild speaker, brutal savage, merely a merciless killer. His impatience is my virtue. Jace Beleren's greatest strength is his greatest flaw. A supremely powerful mind incapable of perceiving how he could rule all. A keystone in an unfathomable plan. So utterly filled with power, so wholly lacking in restraint and vision. Seeking freedom, will Chandra Nalaar rise above personal retribution? Or will her fury consume all? A dark power commanding the dead. Liliana Vess inspires terror. Indebted to demons, entranced in a pursuit of unattainable desires. As ruthless as myself. Reinforcer of life, light, and strength in allies. A contemptible blight. Should we cross again, I'll snuff a Johnny Goldmane's spark, consigning him to an endless night. They're but obstacles, part of a grand design. Fight them endlessly, they'll likely prevail every time. However, should you prove to be a duelist of measure, having defeated these opponents with skill, consider your fate. For if you dare face me, destroying you shall be my pleasure.
When your true foes reveal themselves, will you do everything in your power to conquer them? Become a planeswalker and face a greater challenge.
I've been waiting for you, Planeswalker.
This is my city, my home. After years of searching, I've come to find a refuge from this life of endless turmoil. But of late, activities amongst the guilds of Ravnica has drawn my attention. The Azorius magistrates behave with impunity, imposing ever greater dictates upon the citizenry, while the Bacchanal of Rakdos has taken on an added fervor, giving me pause in light of other guild activities, such as those of the quietly powerful Selesnians, preparing themselves for something, and to what end? And the Golgari, providers of questionable sustenance. Their rot lies under the surface, for now. As for the Izzet, the mad thinkers, Ravnica's frenzied engineers, their activities have intensified, and more guilds remain. I sense another power at work. A potent mind I cannot identify. What force is at work here? And what does it mean for Ravnica?
Guilds of Ravnica. The dragon Niv Mizzet has come to a decision. Your aggressions threaten our city and risk all-out war. To quell these conflicts, the Izzet will include you in our grand project. The Firemind has discovered an ancient maze that winds through our world. It passes through all 10 hallowed guild gates, from Selesnia's welcoming arch to the dungeon door of Rakdos. Niv Mizzet invites you to complete the maze's path, and to choose a champion to traverse it. Warrior or diplomat. Sorcerer or brute. Choice is yours. Running the maze will be treacherous, deadly. Your fellow guilds will use every resource to stop you. And I am no exception. But you will send your champions, because solving the maze will yield a prize that will change our world forever. One being will rule the guilds of Ravnica.
An obscure fire spell on an ancient scroll. How could I resist? The scroll contained a hidden map to Zendikar, and when I followed it, there was a fight waiting for me. Jace was right. It was a setup. Ramaz. I should have known better than to trust him. He's been messing with my mind. I'm gonna find him, and he'll pay! I underestimated you. It won't happen again. I could use some help tracking a traitorous planeswalker named Ramaz. Here's a few clues. The hives on Chandalar. A death mage on Ravnica. A dragon mage of Jormungand. A pendant from Innistrad. An elf shaman of Zendikar. So how about some adventure? Not bad. With your clues, I think I know where to find Ramaz. The information from the Dimir Mage, plus this etched fossil from the Sliver. We're headed to Kaldheim. Before we go, Ramaz is a powerful nature mage. Watch out for his big spells and press the attack. Let's see what you got.
The great dragon whispered you would find me.
Did your great dragon tell you I would kill you, madman? Coward. You've become quite the planeswalker. Thanks. I'm grateful to count you as a friend, and not an enemy. Now you might want to stand back a bit.
We are the gods who hold dominion over the world. The givers of light. The stewards of the wilds. The guardians of the dead. Some manipulate mortals. Create catastrophes. Send monsters to terrorize the land. Such are the whims of the gods. And I am Heliod, the greatest of these. Yet something ominous gnaws at the edges of my world. Akros is home to fierce warriors, yet they struggle against hordes of minotaurs. In Meletis, the city of philosophers, oracles foresee disaster. And Setessa, a haven in the wilds, is terrorized by monsters like none have seen before. My world is filled with heroes, but none of them are strong enough to defeat the enemy hiding in plain sight among them. Yet, I know one who is. She does not wish to be a hero, but fate has other plans for her. Elspeth will save theirs from the usurper who would steal it from me. Darkness approaches, and she must become the hero she was meant to be.
So much power. So much adoration. And what do the gods do with it? They meddle. Ithara coddles the humans like children, while Phoenix, ever amused by their torment, finds new ways to enjoy them. Karametra strives to keep the mortals sheltered from the gathering shadows. And Mogis has seized the opportunity to set his minotaurs upon them. But standing among their ranks is the Sun God's champion, Elspeth. Will her heroism be enough to save them? Oh, yes. So now, they revel in their victory! While I make my place in the sky, among the gods! Darkness approaches. May the fates aid any who venture into the night alone.
When does a hero's journey begin? The moment you step outside the safety of your home? Or when you realize the fight has just begun? Is it when you comprehend how small you are compared to the vastness of what threatens to destroy you? When did you learn that the journey isn't a lonely road, and you didn't have to face the darkness alone? Lesser souls lose heart and lay down their swords, but a champion risks everything for the greater good. Take comfort in this. True heroes never die. The sun rises, the sun sets. But we all have to cross the river someday. Even her. Resign yourself to your glorious fate. I am coming to claim my prize.
Magic is power. It has the capacity to create and destroy, manipulate and transform. It can shatter the very laws that govern each world. The infinite planes of is magic is power. It has the capacity to create and destroy, manipulate and transform. It can shatter the very laws that govern each world. The The infinite planes of the multiverse are home to countless mages. Yet for all their mastery over their craft, they are each bound to their own planes of reality, blind to the true vastness of the multiverse. But some mages are born with a potential for more. The spark, this gift, realized only upon facing a great ordeal. Once ignited, it allows the mage to travel between planes and draw from each plane's magic to reach heights of power otherwise impossible to achieve. They can begin their journey as a planeswalker.
Some strange force is working on this world, twisting it into a bent reflection of itself. I've traveled the roads of Innistrad, searching for the meaning of this change. But all I find are more questions. Curses grow stronger. Monstrous thirsts cannot be sated, and the living are once again haunted by the dead. The source of this evil must be found before its dark presence consumes the world. Consumes me. Strange clues. A trail of dark magic. A tangled web of insanity. But the knots are unraveling. Those who once protected the world now fly on blood-stained wings. They've led me here, to this consecrated ground, to this madness.
You fear the dark. But here, it's inescapable. Remember where you are. This is Innistrad, where light only exists to cast shadow. Those shadows are twisting into threats so absolute, so relentless, that you'll have to keep fighting them just to survive. But survival is for the uninspired. Victory is for the strong. And the strong are willing to embrace the darkness. This is my domain. So fall in, soldier. As the true enemy rises. Darkness is your only hope.
People of Kaladesh, whether you hail from distant fields or greenbelt towns or from our great city centers, this is your time. The Kaladesh Inventors Fair invites you, our best and brightest, to share your ingenuity with the world. As an official entrant, you may fuel your creativity with unrestricted ether access. Demonstrate that you can channel the ether into bold, new creations. Showcase your ideas, your inventions, your genius. In this time when anything is buildable, you can invent your tomorrow today! Security measures are now in place. Inventors' permits are suspended, and ether access is restricted.
People of Kaladesh! My name is Chandra Nalar.
These measures are...
And I am one of you. We trusted the Consulate once, but they betrayed us. Don't be blinded by Tezzeret's lies. The Consulate sends peacemakers to arrest you and calls that safety? They steal your inventions and deny you ether access and call that freedom?
Ignore this agitator!
Do you feel safe?
People, return!
Do you feel free?
Enough!
Initiate crowd control.
Don't you dare touch them!
Disperse this rabble.
If you're looking for a fight, I'll give you one! It's time to take back the power! Are you with me?
One from many, by force of will, forged by might, driven by fire, born by death, to rise eternal.
We've all heard the stories. Whoever seeks the Golden City never returns. Well, I don't know about you, but I don't scare that easy. They talk about the unknown, but the unknowns never dealt with us. The toughest bunch of lying, stinking thieves this world's ever seen. No matter who or what gets in our way, every single time we come through. Remember Scarlet Pete? He outran the jaws of death. Nearly. What about Morgan Locksley using her head like that? Who knew she'd be such a natural at diplomacy? And even that mutinous dog, Bedlam Boggs. I personally made sure he was first to lay hands on our plunder. But enough talk. Let's show this island what we're made of. So raise them high, lowlifes! It's time to brave the unknown!
How many times can you rebuild from apocalypse? On Dominaria, we've almost lost count. As we celebrate a world reborn, darkness is growing. Each day wasted brings us closer to ruin. I've lived through this cycle, and I know this time it will be different. Together, we will crush this evil at its source. Forever. Dominaria cannot wait, and neither will we.
I need to tell you a secret that will change Ravnica forever.
lines are being drawn as we speak. Whose side are you on?
Control the secrets, and you control the cities.
Death is just the next step. You first.
Take cover! Steady! Steady! Now!
The balance of Ravnica is about to change. And change is good for us.
At the threshold of a new age.
Did you think death would free you from your obligation?
When the system fails, we will balance the scales.
This is cruel territory now!
Get ready for the freak show!
What is there to fear? This is what we've been preparing for!
The end race is upon us!
Your skull will make a fine trophy.
Doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.